Good morning to all. My name is Krishna Sharma, social science teacher. Today we will discuss about some social science demonstration class about ninth standard geography and history and 10th class history also. First I will start with geography. See, ninth standard geography fully deals with Indian geography, India size and location, where India is located on the globe. And next, India physical features, physiographic divisions, different types of landforms in our country. Next, climatic conditions, river system, drainage, and vegetation. Everything we are going to study about in this ninth standard geography about India. Coming to the history, world history, French Revolution, 18th century, what happened in France, and Russian Revolution in Russia, Germany, Nazism, and world history. Now we are going to see where is India is located. We are locating any country, any place, any region with the help of the latitudes and longitudes. In previous classes, we know that with the help of the latitudes and longitudes. In sixth class, we know that globe lesson is there. Globe, the model of the earth. Earth is in spherical shape, round shape. It is rotating and revoluting around the sun. It will take near about 24 hours for one rotation, one revolution, 365 days, and 365 and 1 by 4 days, or one fourth day. For leap year, 366 days. We know that we are locating any place using these latitudes and longitudes. These latitudes and longitudes making grids. Latitudes are horizontal circles across the globe. These longitudes are from North Pole to South Pole, vertical semicircles. See, if you observe, this is Earth. These are the latitudes. These are the longitudes. This is the North Pole, South Pole. 181 latitudes we can imagine. These are imaginary lines. These latitudes, circles, this is the longest latitude equator. It is dividing Earth into two equal halves, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. This is 0 degree. 0 degree means this is the center of the Earth. This is the 0 degree. This is the 90 degree. 90 degree is north. This is the north, south, east, west. Always latitudes we are considering north. 90 northern latitudes, 90 southern latitudes. East longitudes. These longitudes are vertical semicircles from North Pole to South Pole. They are running. 179 eastern longitudes, 179 western longitudes. This is 0 degree latitude. And opposite to 0 degree, 180 degrees. So this is 179 eastern, 179 western. Total 358. 0 degree 359, opposite to 0 degree 180 degrees longitude is there, that is called as international date line. If you are crossing that longitude, date will change because sun rises in the east. First sun rays this eastern part of the globe is getting, so western part compare with eastern part. See, these are the longitudes. What is the time difference from one longitude to another longitude? 4 minutes. Total how many we can imagine longitudes? 360. 360 into 4 minutes, exactly 440 minutes divided by 60, 24 hours. For one rotation, Earth will take 24. For every 4 minutes, sun rays are reaching. Why? Because Earth is rotating from west to east. Every 4 minutes, one longitude is getting sun rays. So where is now India is located? India is located, if you observe the India map, one, actually India located one longitude is passing through middle of our country, that is 23 and a half 23 and a half northern latitude and Tropic of Cancer. This is 23 and a half southern latitude. Tropic of Capricorn. This Tropic of Cancer. India is located fully in northern hemisphere only. So this is the southernmost latitude. This is the northernmost latitude. Horizontals. Now vertical lines, longitudes. This longitude and this longitude. These longitudes and latitudes making grids, four side grid. Using that grid, we can easily locate any place on the earth. Now see, I will draw the India map. India located, see, this is the southernmost latitude. This is the northernmost latitude. This is the westernmost longitude. This is the easternmost longitude. See, between these, this is the grid. This is, see, 0 degree equator, India, 8 degrees, 4 minutes northern latitude to 37 degrees, 6 minutes northern latitude. So, what is the exact distance between one latitude and another latitude means it is near about 111 kilometers. How longitude to longitude, not distance. We are considering their time. Why? Because of longitude, we can easily know the time zone on any place on this earth. We will discuss that. This is the latitudinal extent of our country. The India located between these two latitudes. India located between 80 degrees 7 minutes eastern longitude to 97 degrees 25 minutes eastern longitude. This is the longitudinal extent. This is the latitudinal extent. In this way, using latitudes and longitudes, we can locate India on the globe. Now coming to the sea. This latitude is dividing India into two equal halves. This is 23 degrees 30 minutes northern latitude or Tropic of Cancer. This is passing through 8 states in our country. Now coming to the longitudes. This is easternmost longitude 97 degrees 25 minutes. This is 68 degrees 7 minutes. Already we discussed. What is the time difference between longitudes? 4 minutes. See, if you observe 68 and 97 degrees means almost 30 longitudinal difference is there. So almost 30 into 4 minutes means 120 minutes time difference from east part to west part of our country. Yes, really this time difference is there. Why? Because Earth is moving from west to east. First eastern past, this Arunachal Pradesh state will get sunrise. Next this longitude 96, next 95. So time differences. What is the time difference between easternmost part to westernmost part in our India? 2 hours. If you observe if you see the watch in Andhra Pradesh, we see watch in Madhya Pradesh and Arunachal Pradesh and Delhi, in Gujarat, that watch will show same time. Why? Because we are considering not these times. We are considering one standard meridian. Meridian means longitude. Standard meridian. What is that? 82 degrees 30 minutes east. Between 68 and 97, you can easily find. This is passing through Uttar Pradesh, Mirzapur, and some other parts of our country. Time on this longitude, this is also called as IST, Indian Standard Meridian and Indian Standard Time. That is why watch is showing entire different, like that 24 time zones are there in entire country. Why? Because 360 longitudes, time differences are there. Okay. In this way, we can locate what is the size of our country. Our size of our country means seventh largest country, 3.28 million square kilometers. Vast country, India. Different type of climatic conditions are different physiographic divisions also there. Second lesson, physical features, that also we are going to discuss briefly here. This is the size. What is the boundary line, frontier line of our country? 15,200 kilometers, including Andaman and Nicobar Islands also. Here, Lakshadweep Islands are there. Here, our neighboring southern neighboring country, Sri Lanka. Here, Maldives are there. This is the Pakistan. Here, Nepal. This is Bhutan. This is Nepal. This is the Bhutan. Here, Bangladesh, Myanmar. We are sharing international boundary with Bangladesh. Lengthiest international boundary we are sharing with Bangladesh. These are the our neighboring countries. India is centrally located on the Asia. We know that what is the location of our country? India located in northern hemisphere in Asian continent between these two latitudes and longitudes. Size means seventh largest country. Easily we can here. What is the boundaries? Here Bay of Bengal. This is Arabian Sea. Here, the Great Himalayas are there in north, northwest Pakistan. We are bordering here south Indian Ocean. Why it is called as Indian Ocean means first this ocean actually this is Indian Ocean means Indian Ocean one of third largest ocean. Mostly see how much this sea coastal line we are having means near about 7,516.6 kilometers vast coastline is there. Mostly this much lengthiest coastline no other country is having in Indian Ocean waters. That's why this ocean named after our country, Indian Ocean. Actually, Pacific Ocean is there. Pacific Ocean means pleasant ocean. Atlantic Ocean, different oceans are having different names, but this ocean name is with our country Indian Ocean. Why? Because we are having these waters, we lengthiest coastline because of. Okay, this is about size and location. The central significance also, this what is the significance of location? India is uh, located easily center of the Asian continent. Easily we can move to Australia and other countries here in east part through ocean waters. Here also we can easily Saudi Gulf countries and Africa. That's why Europeans easily they came for trade to our country through sea route. Even in ancient times also we are having trade routes here to reach European countries and Arabian country, Middle East countries. In this way also we can easily reach China. Ancient India in through this trade routes who can exchange not only commodities and goods, ideas, culture. Understand? This is the location and size. Next, physiographic divisions. Major six physiographic divisions are there in our country. These are the Great Himalayas. These Himalayas having three parallel lines: Himadri, parallel ranges, Himadri, Himachal, and Shivaliks. Next, these Great Himalayas. So many Himalayan rivers are originated in this Himachal range. Shivaliks, this Himadri range is famous for highest peaks. World's most highest peaks were located here. Always these Himalayas were covered with thick snow because of elevation. The farming of the Himalayas are there in the continental drift theory. It was not there in our syllabus right now. This is the first physiographic division, the Great Himalayas, from north to northeast. This is called Purvanchal up to Assam. These are Kashmir Himalayas, Nepal Himalayas, and Assam Himalayas. These Himalayas are in these Himalayas only from Himachal region, the great rivers Sindhu, Ganga, and Brahmaputra. These rivers are originated. Because of these river water, these river waters they made this region as a fertile soil, plain region. These are the northern plains. Because of Himalayan northern plains. Second, this geographic division, Third one, Central Highlands. These are Central Highlands. Malwa Plateau, Chota Nagpur Plateau, and Deccan Plateau, largest plateau. Central Islands. Actually, this is peninsular plateau. This peninsular plateau is divided into Central Islands and Deccan Plateau. Here, Vindhya range is there, Satpura range. This Vindhyachal is dividing our country into two, north and south. Here also, uh, Deccan rivers, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Tapi, Narmada, Tapi rivers are there. These are called as Deccan rivers. Only Narmada and Tapati is flowing towards west. Remaining all rivers, Sindhu also flowing towards mm, this is mostly it is running through Pakistan. Longest river here, these Himalayan rivers. Himalayan rivers are perennial, but Deccan rivers are uh, in what is that? Mostly these rivers are depending on rainfall. Okay, this is a third, fourth one. East here, Eastern Ghats are there in between Deccan Plateau and Bay of Bengal. Western Ghats. These Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats are merging point is Nilgiri Hills. This is in south part of our country. Nilgiri Hills is they are having highest peaks. Like in northern part, Himalayas. Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. Kanchenjunga is the highest peak in our country. You know that. Next, the Great Indian Desert or Thar Desert is there. Thar Desert. Here between Eastern Ghats and Bay of Bengal, East coastal plains between Arabian Sea and Western Ghats, West coastal plains, and islands. Andaman, Nicobar, and Lakshadweep islands are there. These six major physiographic divisions are there. The different type of landforms. That's why India is not a simply country. We are calling it as subcontinent. And remaining lessons in our geography, climate, vegetation. In upcoming classes, we are going to learn that. Now coming to the history. In ninth standard, world history, French Revolution. Now we are talking about French Revolution, France. This French Revolution. Now I want to draw the here. France, you know that the country in Europe. In eighth standard history, we know that these European East India Company of English East India Company, French East India Company. In medieval period, our history, you know that ancient, medieval, and modern. In eighth standard and sixth standard, we studied about ancient Indian history. In seventh standard, medieval Indian history, and in eighth standard, modern Indian history. Now, ninth and tenth classes, world history. Particularly ninth class, we are studying about world history, French Revolution. Remember that eighth standard, this French East India Company and English East India Company, they reached first Vasco da Gama in 1498. He discovered sea route to India, Portuguese. First Portuguese Goa. Next French people also they came to East Coast and next English. Next French at last they came. They came for raw materials, clothes, spices, and other raw materials. Why? Because this Europe is very near to northern pole. Northern pole temperatures are very low. It is not good for agriculture. In those days, India and China nowadays also agriculture production for raw materials, plentiful of raw materials available in African continent, in Asian continent, particularly in India and China. That's why these Europeans they are reaching African countries and Asian countries, particularly India and China, for raw materials and spices and other goods. In this way, this English East India Company and French East India Company, they are waging wars to dominate, to get more trade centers in these coast regions. Because in those days only, what is the international trade? Through sea routes only. That's why English East India Company defeated French East India Company and they occupied almost all trade centers, entire trade. Later on, you studied in 8th standard history, this English East India Company. They slowly, first they occupied Bengal, later on, with various help of various wars, they controlled in 1857 till 1857 onwards, entire Indian subcontinent under control of British. You know that already we studied. Now that's why there's always these French and British, these English groups are waging wars for they want to show their dominance. Even in their countries also, these are neighboring countries. See, I will show you. This is the England. England. Now you can see here. See, this is Africa. Here France is there. This is England. This France, this English channel. This is Africa. This is Mediterranean Sea. This France and English neighboring countries, they are particularly in ninth standard history. We are studying about 18th century. Before French Revolution happened in 1789, July 14th. What is the reason? Before that, before French Revolution, what is the French society now we are studying? Always in those days, monarchy type of government is there. King's rule is there. These royal families, they are showing power. They are occupying. They are monarchy, despotic monarchy. This France and English, these two, Britain and France, England. Britain means England and Scotland is called as Great Britain. Uh, UK means Ireland also. Different names are there. We are going to study in later classes. This English and France centenary war, 100 years war. They are always waging war in between to show their power. In this way, these French kings, they involved in wars and luxuries. In this way, they lost so much of money in the name of the wars. Whenever in 17th century, this Louis family is came to rule. Bourbon family, Louis 14, Louis 13, Louis 16. At last, whenever Louis 16, he came to power in 1773-74. He found empty treasure. In 1773 to 74, he came to power. He found empty treasure because of these wars, because of luxurious life. These royal families, they spent a lot of money, and We are studying the French society. It is divided into three parts: clergy, the priest caste, the people who are running churches. Those people are clergy. This is nobles, nobility are nobles, and third estate. This is first estate, second estate, third estate. Common people, teachers, lawyers, farmers, businessmen, all professional people, labor. They are common. 90% people belongs to in France. This third estate only. These first two estates, they are enjoying birth-based privileges, and moreover, they are collecting two types of taxes from this common people. Third estate, tithe and tile. Tile is the direct tax. This third estate is paying to his nobles, royal court, and church also collecting 1/10 part of their income annually. That is called as tithe. Tithe and tile. These two taxes. This is before French Revolution society. These two estates are getting birth-based privileges. 60% they are collecting taxes. 60% agriculture land within the hands of these two estates only. Common people, mostly 90%, their high population, low income. Because of these wars, these nobles, these feudals, thousands, hundreds of acres of land in the hands of these nobles only. They are sucking the blood of the farmers and poor labor, and they are not paying proper wages to this. Because of this situation, wars and luxuries, they lost so much of money. Whenever this Louis XVI came to power, he found empty treasure. He want to increase the taxes in 1789, May 5. He called a States General meeting. A States General means a royal court in 18th century. He called third common people are 600 representatives are there in the States General. Third estate 600 members. First estate 300 and second estate 300. Every estate has one vote only. Total three votes only. Always these clergy and nobles are very close. These common people, all this third estate has representatives has only the 600 members have only one vote. That's why they demanded for each member one vote and citizenship also. And they are demanding constitution based ruling, the Charter of Rights. Already, America in 1776, America got independence. They formed as a democratic country. The Bill of Rights. They given some rights to the common people. These French people, particularly educated French elite and philosophers, they want to see the new type of governments. Why? Because they are facing a lot of problems with this despotic monarchy. These French Louis family, they fail to provide proper employment and food, other facilities to the common people. Moreover, they are collecting high taxes. In this situation, 1789 May 5th, this Louis XVI want to increase the high taxes and he increased prices of goods, daily used goods. They are these third estate representatives, they are not interested to pay high taxes and they demanded for a constitution based ruling, and they are demanding for new national assembly, and they are demanding, they asked for no taxes and moreover citizenship, and the 600 members each one they need one vote. In this way, this clergy and nobles having they are 300 only, total 900. It's okay. They are demanding for each member one vote. But uh, this Louis XVI, he rejected all their proposals. Then June 20, 1789, they were met at open tennis court. They take an oath. They formed as a national assembly. They are ready to go with the revolution. In 1789, July 14th, this revolution started in the France, in all villages, towns, in the capital city of everywhere. Common people, everybody participated in this revolution. Mostly in French Revolution, Jacobin clubs. This Jacobin leader Maximilian Robespierre and other revolutionaries, they played very key role. At last, Louis XVI accepted their demands. He accepted for the National Assembly. In July 14, 1789, this is the very prominent date. On this day in France, they are celebrating National Day. Later on, this despotic monarch was dismissed. Constitution based ruling, constitutional monarchy started. States General also abolished. In the place of States General, National Assembly. New type of. This French Revolution ideas are equality. This estate system also collapsed. Now everybody is called as the citizens of the France, French citizen. Everybody got right to vote. New. The Charter of Rights also they got. The people who are earning more income, those people only started to pay taxes. Different type of ruling. This despotic monarchy was ended. That's why this French Revolution given equality, fraternity, and liberty ideas. Before revolution, people they don't have equality, socially, politically, economically. So much differences are there. But after revolution, these all assets, national assets, were distributed among poor people equally. This feudalism also abolished feudals. Feudals means these royal family members everywhere throughout the France. They are hand over. They are having hundreds, thousands of acres in their hands. It was all distributed among small farmers and poor farmers. In this way, French Revolution, very significant part of history. The ideas, liberty, freedom, equality, and fraternity. Later on, we are also adopted those political theorem and the ideas of the France. That's why we studied about French Revolution. The French Revolution, the continuation lesson in 10th standard, the rise of nationalism in Europe. The rise of nationalism in Europe. How in France this monarchy was dismissed and a new type of utopian vision. Constitutional monarchy was established. Now Europeans are other European groups, this educated elite and middle class, they are observed what happened in France. Before French Revolution, royal flag is there, royal symbols. But after Revolution, national symbols. France became a nation. It is not French Empire. France, one nation, national flag, national song, national symbols. What is a nation state? This nation state started with the help of the French Revolution and its ideas. Now they are thinking, what is citizen? What is a citizen? What is the meaning of citizen? What is a liberty? What is a right to vote? The ideas of the French Revolution and particularly philosophers. This Napoleon, at last, Napoleon became the ruler of France. The Napoleonic Wars also one of the reason for the growth of the nation state concept or nationalism in Europe. Nowadays, we can observe France, Spain, Italy, Germany, Austria, Portugal, Poland, different of countries. But in 19 early 19th century, 18th century, and early 19th century, these were under control of different rulers, royal families. Because of these ideas of the French Revolution and other changes also, some other reasons are there. Liberals, this liberals also played very key role to growth of nationalism. In some revolutionaries also, romanticism also, culture and language also played very key role. This Napoleonic Wars also played very key role for the growth, the rise of the nationalism. This nation state concept. After 1815, first year in 1861, Italian nation was formed. In 1870-71, Germany. The old name of Germany is Prussian Kingdom. This Italy also divided into seven parts. Like how these third estate people and philosophers, they played very key role for the formation of the nation state of France. In different these some Italians revolutionaries and educated elite revolutionaries, they played very key role for the formation of the Italia nation state. Even Prussian kingdom also, these all German speaking regions uh, coming together as one nation is Germany or Germany. This nation state concept, the growth of nationalism in mid 19th century, it was happened in Europe. That is 10th class first lesson. Next, second lesson, nationalism in India. In 1947, we got independence. Say this is it. Before that, it is called as Indian subcontinent. Rulers were British. Foreign rulers, no self-ruling. Language also English. At last, the ideas of the French Revolution, after studying the nation state formation concept in Europe, we also adopted. We also want to rule ourselves, self rule in our country. Our national leaders, they established different organizations. They went with national movements. They went against this colonial ruling. At last, we got independence from the hands of the colonial rulers. In this way, nationalism in India, we also got independence. India became a nation state. Before that, British flag. After independence, national flag, this tricolor national flag, national anthem and song. We also uh, designed national flag and we written national songs. This nation state concept developed because of Europe. Even constitution based equality, fraternity, and liberty also we also adopted. In this way, this French Revolution, that's why French Revolution ideas are very key for the growth of the nationalism and the formation of the nation state, not only Europe, in entire world. In this way, we can say this world history. That's why we are studying world history, French Revolution and their ideas. So, through this video class, this is a one-side interaction only. We can't discuss 100% here. Uh, I'm thinking so. Given some idea about Indian geography and this French Revolution and ideas of the French Revolution and the rise of the nationalism in Europe and in our country also. Thank you. I'm stopping here. Thank you so much.